Hello, good afternoon. It's 3 minutes past 12, and this is Baina Midday News coming to you live from our studios here at Atomic Junction, Medina. I'm Khadija Kubra Keilani. Coming up this afternoon, Parliament passed National Service Authority Bill. Also, no one has developed Ghana like Akufo-Addo, not even Nkrumah, says NAPO. And on the international front, Israel presses Gaza offensive hours after a deadly airstrike on tent camp. Remember, the news is also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Baina TV. Do stay with us for details of the stories. For staying with us now to our first story. Parliament has passed the National Service Authority Bill 2024. The bill aims to establish the National Service Authority, which will mobilize and post qualified individuals to areas of national priority to promote national development and employability. Additionally, the bill set up the authority as capacity to develop and implement policies and programs for national service. During a media engagement on Tuesday, July 9, the Executive Director of the National Service Scheme, Osei Asibe-Antwi, expressed his excitement about the bill's passage and its potential benefits. Mr. Asibe-Antwi added that the bill's passage would allow the authority to generate internal funds to complement the government's efforts in creating employment opportunities for the youth. He also described it as an autonomy and an authority vested with powers capable of enhancing entrepreneurship. And to the trending story this afternoon, Dr. Matthew Oponku Prempeh, running mate of the New Patriotic Party's flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, says no president, not even the revered first president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, has developed Ghana like the current president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He indicated that President Akufo-Addo's accomplishments are unmatched.
Speaking during the outdooring in Kumasi on Tuesday, NAPO lauded the president's development initiatives and transformative leadership. He stressed that under President Akufo-Addo's leadership, Ghana has seen substantial progress in various sectors including education, healthcare, infrastructure, and the economy. NAPO underscored that the government's policies such as the free SHS policy and the One District, One Factory initiative have been widely praised for their impact on the nation's development.
Ghana, Ghana, President Akufo-Addo called retirement. Not even the Mr. Case who said a free style Ghana from 1957. Ever can the president be our Ghana chair and Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo? Messi a free style 1957. Back on there, one form of Kwame Nkrumah, one form of Obia di wa ba di mampanya wa bo Ghana ho ban e di Ghana kola nim China na Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo me ka de se ye di jawa ne di oso ye di jano no ofa soa ye ma no ya akono eti na ye jira ha ya ma de si 2008 na bi si bi obo chama wutu bi kan na me ka so de ba ya fe de ba ya di monyam sana na do bako adako of kuwa na bako na 7 January was so on one in your ketroba obiansa nene de ne ba.
In a quick response on his Facebook page, the Member of Parliament for Elenbele, Emmanuel Ama Kofi-Boah, criticized the running mate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Matthew Oponku Prempeh, for comparing President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's achievement to that of Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Ama Kofi-Boah said the MPP's running mate comparison is a misguided and insulting affront to the legacy of Ghana's founding father. Ama Kofi-Boah highlighted some of the projects Ghana's first president executed in the Ashanti region and nationally, and questioned the guts with which NAPO sought to denigrate Nkrumah's legacy. He further accused President Akufo-Addo of performing abysmally, which he said has plunged Ghana into an economic mess. He added that NAPO must render public apology for attempting to rewrite history and belittle the achievements and contributions of Kwame Nkrumah to the development of Ghana.
Meanwhile, the Member of Parliament for Boku Central, Mahama Ayaruga, has stated that the government announcement to recruit 11,000 people into the various security agencies will be one of the greatest scandals in Ghana's security history. Speaking to the media in Accra, Mahama Ayaruga said the planned recruitment is tantamount to throwing crabs to Ghana's youth to appease the disgruntled public and urged that the move should be resisted.
The Boku Central Member of Parliament described the move as potentially the greatest scandal in Ghana's security sector recruitment history, adding that the exercise must be resisted. He said the government is only doing that out of fear that the recent unrest that happened in Kenya will also befall Ghana. He further warned that the process, which is likely not to be transparent, may cause more agitations and public uproar. It was recently reported that the government will start clearing the backlog of applicants who had applied to join the various security agencies under the Interior Ministry. Starting Monday, July 8, 2024, the government was also accused of sharing slots with parliamentary candidates of the New Patriotic Party.
Coming up in education this afternoon, President Nana Akufo-Addo has urged Mahama, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, to acknowledge his role in introducing the free senior high school policy. He pointed out that when he initially proposed the free senior high school policy, then President Mahama criticized the idea. However, Mr. Mahama now seeks to claim it as his initiative. President Akufo-Addo said this in response to Mr. Mahama's assertion that his government initiated the free senior high school policy in 2015.
Speaking at a media engagement on Sunday, July 7, Mr. Mahama refuted claims that he opposed the free SHS policy, arguing that it was a program started by his administration.
My position on free SHS is known. In 2015, I launched Progressive Free SHS. That's what the Constitution says. The only difference between us and MPP is the approach. We thought that we should put the infrastructure in place and we should do the necessary preparation to absorb the free SHS. And so we started with day students. We made it free for day students. And in the second year, we absorbed 120,000 students on the free SHS. Nana Addo himself lauded me. It's there in the media. Just, if I had my phone here, I would Google it. He said, Nana Addo lauds Mahama's free SHS. It's there. UNESCO, congratulated us for launching the free SHS. How can a person who launched free SHS be against free SHS? And so it's a political gimmick that is played by our opponents. Free SHS has come to stay. And nobody can roll it back. All we're saying is, let's improve the implementation. Let's take away the bottlenecks. Let's work to abolish the fast track. Let's be able to feed the children better by decentralizing the school feeding, the free SHS school feeding program. So those are all the kinds of initiatives we're thinking about. But we can only take that decision if we come together as stakeholders and discuss freely the challenges that it faces. Today, there is not the environment for a free discussion of free SHS. Ask any teacher or headmaster. If they make comments adverse to the conditions and implementation of free SHS, they are either sacked or they are transferred to Siberia.
But speaking during the unveiling of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh as the NPP's running mate, President Akufo-Addo called on Mr. Mahama to give him credit for the policy if he now acknowledges its value.
What I said one way be about? What I said one way be about? Opening our free SHS at the buy. What bomb watching? Yeah, can. I be beer and your honor no can. ɛyɛ nansa ɛso wɔn sɛ Ghanafoɔ asɔ mu ɛkwan bi ani hɔ a obetumi asesa Ghanafoɔ adwene wɔ hɔ ɔsi ɛnɛ ɔno ɛna de baeɛ wɔte wɔ bi da ei ampa ɔbɛyi ɔsi yɛ wɔ refie wɔ yɛ ho Ghanafoɔ na mo re sɛ ɛnɛ NDC panyin ɔsi ɔno ɛna ɔde free senior high school ɛbaeɛ na afei adɛ no wabɔ yɛ akyi wɔ ho saa ɔsi 2 billion cedis wɔ a ɔno wɔ 2 billion cedis a ɛnyɛ free education na ɔde bɛyɛ a bibi papa bi wɔ ɔsen saa ɔba bɛyɛ na sɛ ɛnɛ deɛ wɔhu sɛ ampa free SHS no ehia Ghanafoɔ a ɔnka sɛ ɔfa me boɔ ma me de yɛn ɔfa me boɔ ma me na ɔka sɛ nada who give them
The President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, added that the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, John Dramani Mahama, lacks ideas and does not deserve to win the December polls. He referenced Mr. Mahama's previous track record, highlighting his defeat in his second attempt at re-election as evidence of his unsuitability for the presidency. Akufo-Addo emphasized that Mahama's rejection in his second term demonstrates his lack of fitness for the role.
Away from education, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Cocoa Board, Joseph Boahen Edu, has explained that the forward sales strategy of cocoa beans is critical to the growth and sustainability of the sector. He made a statement in reaction to calls by some civil society organizations for Cocoa Board to review its forward sales of cocoa marketing system amid soaring market prices.
Speaking to the media after a visit to some farms in the western and central regions, Mr. Boahen Edu explained that the use of forward sales is a deliberate strategy aimed at price risk mitigation and stock management. He said that the buyer, just as the seller, prefers forward sales. Mr. Boahen Edu explained that the situation only changed for last year due to some announcements from the World Meteorological Center on the El Nino, which caused the market to panic a bit, resulting in people raising the price of cocoa. He added that now that the El Nino has retreated, prices of cocoa have started coming down. Mr. Boahen Edu, however, admonished cocoa farmers across the 7 regions to embark on hand pollination. He stated that some farmers have seen significant increase in productivity, which has eventually boosted their incomes after the introduction of the hand pollination intervention since 2017. He also recommended the use of motorized slashers and pruners, which enables cocoa trees to have more sunlight and air, helping the trees to produce more fruit. The Ghana Cocoa Board is also asking farmers to stop the use of cocktail chemicals, which is the practice of mixing insecticides and fungicides to spray farms, but rather use poultry manure to improve soil nutrients to support higher yields of produce.
And on the international front, Israeli forces pressed their offensive in north and central Gaza on Wednesday, hours after an airstrike on a tent encampment that Palestinian officials said killed more than 24 people, and also negotiations to end the fighting were set to resume. Leaflets were dropped on Gaza City, this time with a map marking safe routes for the evacuation of the whole city, not just certain districts. The Israeli leaflet urged civilians to head south along 2 routes to the central Gaza Strip.
The military group Hamas said the renewed Israeli campaign killed more than 60 Palestinians across the enclave on Tuesday and threatened to derail efforts to secure a ceasefire in the 9-month-old war, with talks to resume in Doha on Wednesday. The airstrikes hit the tents of displaced families outside a school in the town of Abasan, east of Khan Yunis in southern Gaza, killing at least 29 people, most of them women and children. The Israeli military said it was reviewing reports that civilians were harmed. It said the incident occurred when it struck with precise munition a Hamas fighter who took part in October 7 raid on Israel that precipitated the Israeli assault on Gaza. On Wednesday, Israeli forces deepened their incursions into 2 Gaza City districts. Soldiers carried out house-to-house searches in some areas and tanks shelled several homes. Bodies piled up at Nasser Hospital in southern Gaza on Tuesday as Israel stepped up an offensive that Hamas warned could jeopardize ceasefire talks.
Now let's do some sports story. Tanzanian club Sindika Black Stars FC have completed the signing of Ghanaian defender Ibrahim Imoro in a permanent deal. The highly rated left back arrived in Eastern African country a few days ago to complete his move on a free transfer.
Imoro has been untouched since terminating his contract with Sudanese heavyweight Al Hilal SC in July last year. After what broke out in the country, the former Asante Kotoko player made 10 appearances for Al Hilal in the 2022-2023 CAF Champions League season, attracting a lot of interest from other clubs. Before the war, Imoro was bossing the Sudanese Premier League in the 2022-2023 campaign with top-tier performances, having scored one of the best goals. The championship was cancelled. The 24-year-old made his debut for the Ghana national team in March 2021 when he came on as a substitute in the African Cup of Nations qualifiers against Sao Tome and Principe. Imoro was named on the bench on Tuesday when Black Stars lost 1-0 to APRFC in the Sekafa Kagame Cup. He becomes the second Ghanaian player to join the club ahead of the upcoming season after midfielder Emmanuel Keika.
This is all we have for you on our midday news. For more stories, log on to our website, bainamultimedia.com. I'm Khadija Tukubra Kailani. Have a good afternoon.